All right, so now, in the immortal words of me, where were we? Oh yes. So yeah, it's like, I just kind of got, just like getting kind of dropped, kind of just, boop, there you are, you're in the, welcome to Durham, New Hampshire. And so yeah, I mean, it's, it's interesting like that. But I mean, I managed to go, there's a little ice cream shop right next to the train station, which, like I mentioned, is just basically a platform on the, a platform along the track, but, we manage. And, but the ice cream folks were very helpful. I didn't get any ice cream, though, because, I'm being good, and ice cream is loaded with sugar and fat if it's good ice cream. And so we're not going there. But anyway, so we did the, so yeah, they gave me the name of a cab company, and a cab company then came, picked me up. It's only a mile to the hotel. Actually, it's not even a mile. It's like 0.8 miles to the hotel from the train station. I could have walked it, except for one thing, is I had this with me. I also had my work bag, my blue work bag, and also my camera bag with me because, I figure if I'm on the train, I want to take some pictures of stuff. And I also got to take railfan pictures of the tea, so, that was fun. But, it worked out. But yeah, still, it's like all that, I'm not carrying that like almost a mile, No way, not happening. No. Although I've walked everywhere else just about. So I did go out to lunch with my coworker who's up in New Hampshire, and what we did, and she did, actually drive me somewhere because it was, a ways away, but it was a really good restaurant. But really, from here, just like literally right out here, there is lots of, there are a lot of places to go and things to see, really nearby. I mean, it's a college town. They have people, coming with their parents. You have, college students with, their parents' money going out and, eating and having a, good time. So, all in all, it's a nice little town. And this place we went, it is, it's near here. Great place. Can't remember the name of the restaurant, but it's good. It's right on the water, and it's a seafood place, and they leave the windows open so you can smell like the sea air, because there's like a saltwater, I think it's like an estuary or something through there, and I tell you, they catch lobsters right there, and it's really good. It's like, I love the atmosphere there. They need to have more places like this, because it was really nice. It was a good restaurant, very casual. They serve you everything on, it's like, it's like they serve it to you on like, paper plates and such. Not the most, environmentally friendliest thing. I mean, versus using real plates, but you know what, it was good. And also it does kind of, work with the casual atmosphere. And so, it was good. I enjoyed it. And so, and tomorrow I have more stuff to do, and then Friday I go back to Washington. And so, it's kind of fun. Although I would love to come back to, up this way, if nothing else, because, it's cute. It's a small town, and it's very New England, and it looks like a place I would have a real blast photographing. However, how often I would be able to get to New England, but, it would be fun to do, because I could really have a lot of fun if you're going this way and doing that, all that. I could have a lot of fun photographing around the water, a lot of boats, a lot of, things you just don't see in Washington. Because, Washington is a city. This is very much, it's, very near the coast. And it's, it's stuff that you just don't see in Washington, There's a lot of, like, lobster stuff, I mean, Washington is not known for its lobsters. The closest thing we have to lobsters, are congressmen who, will just kind of and squeeze you, And, that's about as close as we get to lobsters around these places. Or at least the kind that arrive naturally, the red lobster notwithstanding. So, that's the way it is. And let's see here. What else? Oh yeah, but yesterday was definitely an adventure. I think I mentioned that before. I'll mention it again. It was an adventure. I mean, it was my public transportation slash, yeah, let's call that my public transportation adventure. Because it's like this. I'm leaving the house. I was originally planning on taking a cab. You know, because I had my suitcase and my camera bag and my work bag, right? And I mean, it was not heavy, but it was a lot, you know, to do. But what I ended up, but it's like, when it was time to call the cab, I looked at the cab company, but then I had a thought, hey, why don't you, you know, why don't you see what the bus schedule is this time of day? Because I mean, I know when the 51 comes past my house on, you know, at my usual time, it comes around 8:17 and picks me up to go to work, you know, take me to the metro. So what I did is I went and I did the, as I looked at the ride-on schedule for the 51, it was 6:55 when I looked, and the 51 came at 7:04. So I'm like, well, hey, you know, let's save a few dollars, and you know what, let's just take the 51. So I took the 51, the bus. I just caught the bus from my house. And it's like, you know, I have my suitcase, I'm carrying this thing up and says, This is, of course, this is the thing. Speaking of which, Ride-On, if you're listening to this, why are you giving me all Orion 5s and Gillig Phantoms on the 51? Why are you giving me the oldest rolling stock in the fleet right now? I have not had low floor buses in months. I want a Gillig low floor, especially on days that I'm carrying stuff. Because trying to carry this thing up the steps on the older buses is a pain. Because basically, here's what you're doing. I'm just going like this. Okay, here's the bus. You know, and, you know, first of all, driver didn't think to lower the bus. You know, the bus has that, you know, it goes, I'm not faulting him for that, but, because nobody would expect somebody to come with luggage and all this crap on the bus. But anyway, so you gotta carry this thing up the stairs, and it's like, you know, I have enough trouble with this thing flopping around, let alone having to carry it up the bus steps. And so we have the bus steps. Then, you know, and then of course you have to get it down the bus steps. And of course going out the rear door is not good, because the rear door, you see, unlike some buses, the Orion 5, which is the kind of bus that we have, the doors, you open it, you go out, and it goes boom, back immediately, and then the next person has to, it does like this. It's just not, it doesn't just go whoop, not like some of the newer buses, you know, when you push it open, it stays open until you close the doors. You know, Orion 5, for Ride-On at least, it just it goes, and, you know, then you have to do this. And with a suitcase, no. So I had to go out the front door. But anyway, after I took the bus, which I think most people would say was insane, but I enjoyed the bus. So, you know, I'm a nerd. And of course, another Orion 5 was sitting on my street. It had the transmission blew, according to the driver of that bus. And so that was no fun. So yeah, I've got a picture of the 51 dead in the water on my street before. So yeah, now I got another one I'll post. No, I posted to the Twitter, I think. Yes, I did put it on the Twitter. So if you look at the Twitter, on my Twitter feed, it's there. But anyway, after that I took the red line, you know, my usual red line, got my newspaper from Jose, the express guy, and he's awesome. But yeah, so I took the red line, you know, that was pretty uneventful, except I had to, you know, tell this gentleman who was asleep get his feet out of the priority seating so I could sit down, because usually I sit in the second row on the left side of the train, in the second half of the car. Basically, you have priority seating, row, me. And so basically, I sat in the priority seat just because I had luggage, and I'm not putting that in my usual seat. And so it worked well enough. And then, so yeah, then I got the Acela, which was, oh, and by the way, I got swabbed at Union Station for the Acela. You know that this is the same thing that Metro is doing, right? What they do is, here, let me find a quick visual aid. Oh, hold on, there are tissues right here. All right. So, pretend for a moment, right, that this is the thing, right? So they stopped. I think they were stopping, I think, everybody who had luggage, right? Not just these people with briefcases, right? You know, yeah, you would never think to put a bomb in a briefcase, would you? But anyway. So we're stopping everybody with luggage, and this thing, in case you're wondering, is luggage, you know, and it's also a real pain to carry in the to drag around sometimes. But anyway, here's what they do. They come to me, sir, the guy's wearing white rubber gloves, you know, after he had just finished swabbing, you know, same gloves after he had just finished swabbing the lady in front of me, swabbing her bags. So what he does is he goes like this. You know, he goes, ba-da, 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 you know, swabs it all over like that. Then he says, I thought he said you're all set. He said, hang on a sec. I start going. He's like, sir, I thought you said I was all set. No, I said, hang on a sec. Oh, come back. Puts the little thing in the thing, says, okay, you're good to go. It's like, okay, yeah, next time, by the way, I just want to screw with these guys. And you know what I want to do? I want to, I missed the trash. There we go. I want to find something that would just, you know, sometime when I have a lot of time to screw with them, you know what I mean? Something that would, you know, something that would cause a false positive on it, you know, just to screw with them, so I have time. But, you know, that's not going to happen anytime soon, because every time I'm doing this, you know, I have places to go or spent money on something a lot, so I cannot screw with them. But anyway, so they swab it, and so what I'm saying is this seems, I don't know, whether it's like explosive residue on a bag, I don't know. But the thing about this is the gentleman did not change his gloves. So here's the thing, right? You got the lady before me. I didn't see the gloves that, you know, whether he changed his gloves before the lady in front of me. But he did not change his gloves between the lady and me. So for all we know, he could have been wearing those gloves all day, right? Because we were not the first Acela of the day by any means. There are like 3 or 4 Acelas that I didn't want to get up for before mine. And so we did this. And so it's like he does this, like for all we know, there could have been, you know, somebody with bomb residue on his on his luggage, you know, may not even be his thing. It could be something else. For all we know, he could have been at a firing range right before, you know, before coming to Amtrak, and had his luggage right there, fired off a few rounds, and then had to go to the train station. I don't know, but I'm just saying. So for all we know, since this man was wearing the same rubber gloves, he could have cross-contaminated everybody all the way down the thing. And I just like, sir, you know, you could have just gotten, I'm thinking, sir, you could have just gotten bomb residue all over my bags, and then if I get swabbed somewhere else down the line, then it's gonna come back on me, you know, because Mr., you know, hired security here is putting, you know, his hands all over my bag, and whatever's on his hands is getting on my thing, you know. So it's just like, okay, sir, change your gloves every time, you know. And so maybe then, but you know, they won't do that because that would cost too much money and would inconvenience the officer. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. One more reason that the TSA is a bad thing when you're strictly set up to look at everybody's stuff. Anyway, end of rant. But so yeah, the Acela was good. I rode in, what did I say about? Oh, shoes. I rode business class. It was nice. I enjoyed it. It was, you know, it was good. The train goes really fast. 6 and a little change to Boston. That's pretty good. So I got to do that. You know, I got to go all the way up to Boston. And it's like, that's way faster than it would take me to drive. Because, I mean, it was like 30 minutes to Baltimore. That's nothing. I've driven to Baltimore. Well, actually, I've never driven to Baltimore specifically, but it's not that fast. And that's from my house. And so, you know, that's pretty good. And then likewise, you know, well, same goes for any of them. You know, it's just like in New York in like 2.5 hours. That's pretty good. I mean, I couldn't do that by car. No, no, no. And with flying, after all the crap you have to deal with, you know, I don't think it's that, I don't think you'd be able to do it either in that amount of time. So, you know, it was good. But yeah, get to Boston 6 hours, yeah, I definitely could. I know when I went with the Anons last year, you know, going home from Boston was an all-day affair. And that we left probably around 11, I want to say. And by the time we only made 2 stops going back. We made one stop, no, we made 3, excuse me. We made 1 stop in Connecticut, we made 1 stop in North Jersey, and we made 1 stop in South Jersey, and then the next stop was at Glenmont Metro. So, you know, but it's like this was just boom. And the other difference is, you know what, we don't have to stop when I gotta go to the bathroom because, you know, the train has bathrooms when somebody else is driving. And also, if we get hungry, we don't have to stop because, you know, there's a snack car. Now mind you, I didn't have much on the snack car. I had a little fruit cup, kind of like right after Philadelphia. And then I had a thing of milk in the leg before you get to Providence. So I didn't have that much. I didn't really get to eat till dinner that night. And so I had a, you know, slice of pizza somewhere along there at North Station, but you know, you manage. And, but yeah, and then the Downeaster, that was cool. And of course, it's interesting, you know, I take the Downeaster and the day before, the Downeaster has a collision with a, you know, help me out here, a tractor trailer. And it's like, great. And so it's just like, that gives me a lot of company. Yeah, my trip was uneventful, thankfully. But, you know, I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the Downeaster and, you know, it was comfortable. On the Acela, I'm sitting here with my netbook, you know, and I'm going like this, you know, inadvertently, you know, just because they were having Wi-Fi problems and I really couldn't get going right away. I ended up like live tweeting my trip. And if you go on the Twitter, you can find all of my live tweets. I also got like a whole ton of pictures and I will post some of those in a journal entry, not this one, after I get home. Because it was cool. I enjoyed it. You know, I got lots of pictures. I got pictures in New York. We also went under, thank you by the way to the folks at SubChat for helping me identify the New York subway station we went over. It was Astoria, oh crap, what was the name now? Okay, I can't remember. But we wrote it down and it was the right one. Astoria something was on the BMT. And, Astoria Ditmars Boulevard. That was the station. It's one of the BMT lines. And so yeah, I saw a New York subway station. That was really cool. I'd never seen New York subway trains in person. So we also, on the way into New York Penn, went by a bunch of, you know, went by a bunch of path cars. I'd never seen path cars in person either. That was cool. And I actually got to see a path train that said World Trade Center right on the side, which was kind of cool. One day I want to ride path, but it sucks that they don't allow photography. Because I would want to take railfan pictures. Why? Because I'm a nerd. That's what I do. And so, you know, it works out like that. And then, but yeah, it was a fun trip. I enjoyed my adventure. Got to go to North Station, take the T. I had a great time. Well, anyway, I think I'm starting to talk in circles here. And also, it is 8 o'clock right now, so I need to go figure out dinner before it gets too late. And so, anyway, I'll probably live tweet the trip home, I bet you, again, just because it's what I do. And, yeah, I'll talk to you later on. So, and like I said, pictures when I get back. I got lots of pictures and stuff. Just because, you know, I brought the camera along for a reason. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. And again, like with turning it on, there's no non-awkward way to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the camera off, just like this. All right, so we'll see you later. Bye-bye.